Stay tuned. The show is about to begin.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of Raw Live. I'm Frankie J, your host, and with me, as always, is T.O. And we're here on a Monday, the 14th. It's beautiful here in Buffalo, 78, humid as hell, but other than that, overcast, not blazing sun. T.O., welcome back. We made it back for our 50th, I repeat, 50th episode.
5-0 in the house.
We made it to 50 episodes.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. We are happy to have you. For those of the ones who've been with us since the beginning, and those of you who are just hopping on the bandwagon now, number 50, and we got a lot more coming. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Definitely stay tuned. But no, it's exciting because all the work that's put in over time and trial and error. This might work. You think it's gonna work. It doesn't work. It sends you in a fucking spiral, and you want to smash your equipment. It gets testy sometimes, but we're finally on the right path here to getting it set up to where we can have people doing live phone calls and one step at a time. But we do have a long show ahead. It's going to be an awesome show. And why don't we start off real quickly, Tio, and let's do on this day, only a couple of them so we can dive into this topic that's been driving me bananas.
All right, on this day, August 14th, World War II ended, 1945. Big deal there. 1935, FDR signed the Social Security Act. So that was good. 2003, North America power outage in New York. That's crazy.
Yo.
Most of them got the power back in 24 hours, but that caused a lot of issues.
I'm certain our
today's
wonderful
topic.
friend there in the audience, Joanne, could testify to that because she does live in New York.
Yes, she did.
New York.
Most of them had power back in 24 hours, but I know today's topic is really bothering you, so why don't we get right into it?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. It's to be honest, it's something that bothers me, and I'm gonna say this right from the get go before I even say the topic. Everybody's guilty of this one way or another, and if you say you're not, then you're a liar too. Racist people claiming they aren't racist, and how does that happen? I mean, racist people claiming they're not racist, and all the things that are coming out of their mouths seem to indicate otherwise. And I actually looked into this. Oddly enough, I looked into this and did a little studying, and there are different forms of racism. There's the casual style, and I think that's the most prevalent, really. Like for example, we had a guest on the show. He talked or somebody came up from the audience. His name was Rochuk, and he was from India, and he had the funny India accent. And we enjoyed that and laughed at it because it reminded us of that show, The Simpsons, of the Slurpee guy. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't
Racist.
us showing hate. But if you want to get technical and get into the Webster dictionary, that's what's called casual racism. So
That is.
thought I'd bring that up.
I'm guilty of that, 100%.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I say if anybody out there says that they're not guilty of some form of racism or not, then they're just lying to themselves first and foremost. But I just thought it'd be a good topic to bring up because there's all these discussions going on in different shows and on different, social media groups or whatever, and people are claiming racism, but the way they're explaining that the people they're claiming or suspecting to be racist, the way they're saying it is in a racist way. They're racist by the way they're saying it, and they'll start every paragraph, every sentence, every statement off with the words, "I'm not racist. I have friends of different color and heritage and backgrounds." Right there, they're on the defense. Right there, right then and there, they are in some way trying to defend the fact that they have been racist, but they might not be. Whatever. It's a
Mhm.
defense, and usually when you're on defense, you're guilty.
Yeah, no, I think the
We've all been
best.
there.
I've been called racist. You know how? I mean, no, I'm not, and get
Yeah.
upset about it. But I feel the best way to do that when somebody says that is prove it. Show me one instance in which I was racist and actual racism. Like I don't. The definition you brought up to me is characterizing a group and picking on it for I don't know for you know inherited whatever it may be. But you can't take I don't know. I guess it's tough. It is racist, I guess, but it's still funny sometimes. I don't know. It's a tough
Well,
line.
I think there's, like I said, and that's where it comes down to it being different kinds, different forms, different versions of racism. And, they're the extremist ones that are shaving heads, white supremacists out there hating, like
Hmm.
that's their job on the weekends. And then there's people that like to, do comedy acts. There are professional millionaire comics out there that use different voices like that, and they're millionaires because they're comedians.
Sure.
So, is that racist though? Yeah, I guess. I mean, according to what I've read, that's a form of racism. So everybody's racist, but more where I wanted to kind of go with this is people that are speaking in angry ways, people that are upset, frustrated,
Mm.
just blown away by certain things. Yet what they're throwing out there as their reasoning for them believing whatever they're talking about is racism, they're being racist with the way they're explaining it or trying to justify it, and that's my problem with it.
Yeah. People will keep asking the same question to other people until they hear what they want to hear. So I don't know. I just think that it's racism can't disappear if we continuously talk about it. Is my theory. Are we more let me ask you a question. Are we more racist now than we were before?
I don't want to answer that because what if I'm wrong?
I'm going to say no. Look at the strides we've made.
Well, the real um dictionary definition of racism is as follows: prejudice, discrimination, or an antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
So when they say
And
white
then,
people can't
well,
dance,
wait,
white
wait.
people can't jump, is that racist?
No, sub definition: the belief that different races possess characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. Theories of racism.
I don't know. You can't say anything anymore. I don't even know.
That's the
Technical
um,
definition of
definition
racism.
from Oxford Languages, which
Okay.
is
Then
you
I
know
guess picking on certain cultures for their distinct characteristics, I guess, is racism. So yeah, I guess I've
yeah.
been involved in a lot of racist acts, if that makes sense. But I feel like they're not malicious at all.
Well, it's like discrimination. Let's kind of create a scenario here or a narrative. You have, a flyer come to you in the mail, a letter in celebration that the Puerto Rican community, just for example, please don't take it's just an example, have been approved for a government relief check in the amount of blah 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 blah.
Okay.
There's gonna be people that say, well, what if I just check the box on my, you know, DMV papers or whatever papers saying that I'm Puerto Rican so I can get that same money. That's when you're angry at something like that, that can be considered a form of racism.
I guess it looks sounds like more jealousy to me.
Well, but that's the thing. Like I've been considered racist because I speak what I feel, but what happens is what I'm saying isn't being translated in the way that I'm delivering it. So I'm immediately considered racist because of how I feel about a particular topic when I'm open minded and just trying to be part of a civil conversation about these sensitive topics. And right away, you're racist, you're a trans hater, you're this, you're that. And why? Because I don't agree with certain things. I don't agree with children being exposed to gay sex and books in the elementary library. Sorry. But
Yeah.
because of that, I'm a trans hater and I'm a racist. Well,
When I wasn't agreeing there or going along with everything that BLM movement was doing, because I saw through the nonsense. But during that time, when I wasn't jumping on the bandwagon, I was called a racist. And I would often say, I have people of color that are my friends. And then people would laugh. They'd laugh at that.
Yep.
But do you know, I have a little stat here that I want to shout out and say where this comes from. Why white people in general say that. Okay. Because in 1958, back then, 44% of white people said they would move if a black family moved in. Okay.
Really?
Today it's 1%. I had a real good one here too. Hold on. Here we go. 18% of whites in 1964 claimed to have a black friend. 18% when asked. All right.
Really?
Today it's 86%. So I feel like we have come a long way, and we want to say from 1964 on that we do have black friends or people of color or that are non-whites.
I would say the majority of people do in this country and
Yeah.
in the world. And you got your wacky groups that are just so far gone in their beliefs of their race is the supreme race. But that is a smaller percentage for sure. That I would definitely agree with.
Yeah. It turns out from the studies I've done, we're not one of the least racist countries in the world. That's for sure.
No.
Racism does exist here. But you know who would the Jewish people are the ones that have suffered the worst, if you want to be honest, with all the racism in this country.
I would have to agree with you.
Still today, too.
Yeah,
They're the number
definitely.
one.
I would definitely have to agree with you on that. And I'm not sure if she's ready to come up or wants to come up, but our best buddy ever and Mama Dukes of the show is actually in the audience.
No, I'm not. I'm just stating facts here, Joanne.
Yeah. But no, that's okay. But
I mean, especially religious
she knows a lot
crimes.
about it. So why don't we try to invite Joanne up and see if she wants to come up and join us and be part of the convo here. But I sent her an invite to see if she wants to come up because I'm certain she's got amazing insight on that. Hey, Mama Dukes.
Even today in school and colleges, most of them don't feel safe.
Let's make sure we can hear her here. Can you hear us, Joanne? You're on mute probably on the screen itself.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. And the pink headphones are amazing, by the way.
All right, listen. I wasn't able to hear the rest of what did you say about Jews? Because remember, right here, you have a black Jew.
No, I
you
said
also
that
have a Jew whose family or her husband's family's house in Paris during World War II was Hitler's SS headquarters. Okay, and I'm what's called a Spanish Jew. I know I don't look dark, so careful.
No, I said that they are the most hated. Throughout history and today, they are the most hated on race group.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and nobody seems to want to realize that because there's so much distraction with everything else going on.
But here's another question. No, I mean, because that is true. And what racism, I don't know, Frankie, if you looked up really what the real definition of racism is. I mean, they give you this, I just looked it up, but really the real definition, okay, so this is why you're not
I got
racist.
Merriam-Webster.
No, I know you got her definition, but her definition doesn't, and I've got all the definitions too. Mm-hmm. But one of them is where it says you will not include these people. See, there's a difference between prejudice and racism. And here by you, see, you're not a racist when you make your comments about transgender because basically, I don't know, I thought you would say they could do whatever they want to do. Just don't tell me you're going to change someone else's, the sex of a child at the age of 9. Just like I saw a great meme. It said, why are we having gender reveal parties if you're going to want to change their sex?
I think it's an outrage with all that. And I think parents that even consider that ought to be ashamed of themselves first
Well,
and foremost,
again,
and if not, criminally charged.
But are you saying I won't work with a tranny, or I don't
No.
think they should go to college,
No.
or I don't think, right? So that's not, see, racism really is like for the Jews. They were, I mean, they weren't allowed to get medical degrees, believe it or not, in the 50s.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
They were
do
not allowed to.
remember
They
reading
were,
that
and
because
I
it was
can,
during the
and
war.
I'm allowed to say this, and I don't care who hears me. There's a university called New York University. It used to be called NYU, and that's because it was
Did it really?
started. Yes,
NYU.
NYU.
Oh.
So, and that's because it was one of the first universities to accept and to start with Jews. So, Todd, I agree with you. Being a Jew,
Do you believe that?
and,
Do you believe
and,
these prices?
and also not being.
Do you believe
of,
that Joanne's microphone might work?
Well, it's working, right?
Yeah.
Well, the green light should
Testing.
be facing you, and it
Oh,
should
shush
sound
up.
great.
It is. It is.
Well, it's facing
Oh,
me.
there.
actually.
You see the green light?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it should be facing me.
And
There you
then a
go.
little closer to your mouth, and you're perfect.
Oh my God. How do
Oh
you
my
like
God, can you
that?
hear the difference?
Oh,
Yeah.
do you hear the difference? I can't
Yeah.
hear the difference.
Well, you can turn the
Alright, good.
volume keys on your microphone or for your
Put it
headphones.
up. Wait. Look.
Right down at the bottom, middle,
I
volume
see.
up, volume down. Turn them up, and you'll hear the difference right away.
Yeah. Now, well, I hear the difference also. Wow.
Oh, perfect.
There it is.
That was
Woo.
perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. So good.
All right.
We went from being racist to not being racist, so that's
Well,
a good thing.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm too
but
dark
it's always
back
a good
here.
day.
I'm seeing. This is interesting. Okay.
I do
got
want
a
to make
little
one
bit-
point though, is that
Yeah.
Todd and I were kind enough to attend another creator's show here the other night, and she says that if anybody has a question, to either text the question in on the app or to come up to speak or whatever.
Not true.
And I was just listening, so I wasn't watching the texting and all that. But I did take a chance the next day to watch the show, and I noticed that my co-host Tio asked a good, 12 questions maybe, if not more, or just a little less. Not one of them was answered, and I feel sort of offended, and I'm just kind of curious on why you would say that you'll answer every freaking question, just not ours.
I don't know. I had good
Well, yeah.
questions. So that was on that riverboat brawl.
Yeah.
And they were
Which-
trying to make it into race again
yeah.
right off the bat. And it was clearly, if you watch the video, not racist at all.
It was not.
It
Joanne, what do you think about that?
it was
Did
four
you see anything
idiots
in the news about
attacking
that?
another guy.
What in which?
There was a riverboat brawl or something where those
Oh,
the big boat was trying to get by and the guy was yelling at him and then he got off and then they ended
Yeah.
up fighting him.
right.
The four
right.
white
Wasn't
guys
one
attacked him.
black?
Yeah, the four guys attacked the black guy, but it wasn't a hate race crime just because the guy's white and because the guy's black.
No.
They didn't even
No.
say any racist slurs or
It
nothing.
was
The
just
witnesses said.
a group of guys that got into a fight and right away.
Wow.
They arrested 5 people there, though.
Yeah.
Everybody turned themselves in except for one guy who was hitting everybody with a chair.
Wow.
It was right
Hmm.
away on this show the other night brought into this was a racist attack because it happened to be 4 white guys fighting one black guy. It didn't matter what was being said, what the fight was about. It was automatically brought into the racist ring. And that's where Todd's questions were coming from, and they were being boldly ignored. And I asked why.
Those shows are tough for me to watch too when that's happening like that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I can't take it because it's just
But you're
racist
not
this, racist that, and I'm
gonna
like, what are
take
you
it.
watching? Well,
Yeah.
are we
Yeah.
watching the same video?
Is everything racist?
And then the
Joanne, what do you
excuse-
think?
you
Is
know the ex-
everything racist?
I don't think
Well, you're
everything
looking through
is
it with white
racist.
eyes.
I don't think everything is racist. And being
Why
one
can't
of the
I
most
laugh at-
hated races.
What if an Asian person's walking down the street and he hits a patch of ice and falls? I'm going to laugh. If a white person goes
Yes.
down that same sidewalk and falls,
You
guess
don't
what I'm
laugh.
going to do? I'm going to
don't laugh.
fucking laugh. It doesn't have anything to do with their damn race.
Right.
What's
well,
funny
that's
is
why.
funny.
That's why it really comes back down to and in 1 second I gotta turn that back light on. I'm too dark. My light just like died over here.
I don't know if you got a light
Um,
ahead of you in the room somewhere. That
Right. Yeah.
you go
that's
to.
where I'm gonna in 1 second I'm because
But
I can't.
I'm
I'll
considered
disappear,
racist
but-
because I laugh.
Well,
Anyway,
you know,
Can't laugh. Not allowed
listen.
to laugh.
Listen, I'm not going to get into the conversations of the topics of, how how much racism there is out there. And yes, we've come a long way. But it is there. And, again, when someone says I'm not racist, because some of my best friends are, well, maybe you're not racist, but you might be a little prejudiced. Because we all have
that's the
prejudices.
difference right there. You can have
that's right.
prejudices against
Right.
anything, whereas race
That's
is
right.
its own topic all on its own.
I'm not racist till somebody cuts me off in their vehicle. Then all of a sudden,
Jeepers. No, I won't tell you what I do. I'm going to put my light on over there. I'm going to move
All
forward.
yeah,
right.
do that. Actually,
But remind
Frankie.
me, because this.
What do you got, Teal? What? in the-
Frankie and I don't know if anybody saw this briefly on one of our Facebook Lives, but we were driving the other day. This lady's driving around, no plates, no front plate, no back plate. So, we do the right thing and we pull up next to her and we start screaming at her. And we're saying,
You got no
"Ma'am,
license plates."
You got no, yeah, dude, mind your business. I'm like, what do you mean mind my business? You're driving around illegal. No, I'm not. And then she was going 15 miles an hour on a 40.
Yeah, she had a line of traffic behind her, and all we were pointing out to her on camera is you have no license plates on the front and the rear. And she kept saying, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Well, they're not on your car."
don't.
We were trying to let her know so that way she might have. Maybe she didn't know.
Mind your business, she told me.
Maybe someone at home took them off because they
I
were
was
taking.
trying to mind my business
car was
until I
get-
saw some idiot running down the street in
Yeah.
a car with no plates.
Maybe it was going to get repoed and she hit it somewhere. I don't know. But the point is, she had no license plates. We were trying to inform her and be good citizens. And right away, she got nasty and said, "Mind your business." Too bad
Sorry,
the
had to
video.
bring that up.
The video didn't go through.
I know.
So, which sucks because it was a good one. That would have been a viral reel. That sucker would have went viral.
Fucking ridiculous.
Well, have
didn't it
license
go
plates on
through?
your car. Be normal
Why
like
didn't it
everybody
go
else.
through? Why didn't
Who
it go
knows?
through?
We were in a dead zone.
What? Did what,
Um,
Joanne?
No,
The
why
video
didn't
didn't
the
go
video
through.
go through?
Oh,
Were you in a
Facebook
dead
Live,
zone?
and then we hit a internet dead zone
Yeah.
Ah,
because there's this one spot on a main road where if you hit it, your internet doesn't work.
Aliens
well, that
have been
makes
seen
sense.
there.
That happens.
Yeah.
That happens.
So, is your mic plugged in good?
I don't know. Tell me how
Do you
I
see a
sound.
green light?
I see the green light.
Okay,
She's
just put
just
it
quiet.
closer. We can't hear you.
Closer? What? You
Little
still
bit.
can't hear me?
Oh, the volume up on your iPhone helps too. That's your mic volume. That's a lot of people don't realize.
No,
is the
actually,
volume.
it's interesting. I just put the volume up, and it's showing up
Shows
on my
on the phone.
iPhone.
Yep.
Yeah. So that
Well,
should
maybe
is that
unplug
better?
it and replug it in.
There you go. I hear it good now.
Oh, do you?
Which one?
Okay, maybe
you hear
it's
it?
just
You
me.
hear it?
A little bit
Okay.
better, yeah.
Yeah, we're hooked up to the
So-
Roadcaster Pro plug and
Well,
play.
so
only
that
took 18
Roadcaster's
weeks to set
terrific.
up.
Yeah, that's
But,
real
well-
professional.
I'm going to say yes, racism does exist. A
There's
lot
all
less
kinds of
than it used to.
racism, and if people think that I'm hardcore racist against an ethnic group or whatever, tell me how. Drop us a message at rawlife.com and tell me how.
Yeah.
Or how am I? How is Tio? How are we racist? What have we done? What have we said? What have we done to be called racist? If you can tell us that, then we can definitely talk about it. Maybe do a show about it. If anybody has any questions about this show or any of the other shows we've done, also go to rawlive.com and drop us a message. Sign up for the email list so that when my new book drops, I can tell everybody about it. And any important news related to Raw Live, we'll send you an email. We won't kill you with emails, but we'll send you when we think it's important. So thanks, Joanne, for coming up and having your input on this whole topic. And to close out, what do you think about the racism? Do you think everybody is racist in a way, no matter what, even if it's the littlest of
I think
harmless
they're prejudiced.
racism?
I think
Or-
they're
or do you-
prejudiced. Again, racism is saying, I don't want you to have the things I have. You aren't equal to me.
Hmm.
So to me, we all have a lot of prejudices, I believe.
I
but
believe that too.
Timmy.
But again, and there are racists, all over the place. But I guess what it is I get into a lot of discussions with people, and when it really comes down to it, there are, I don't know statistics, but there are ones that are really truly racist and saying, no, I don't want them here. I don't want this. I don't want that. And that to me is racism. And, it's rampant. Like I think you said, T.O., we're probably one of the least racist countries.
I think we're number 60 or so.
We're
up there.
But I would
Oh, being
believe
one of the
that.
most racist countries?
Being
Is that
one
what
of
you're
the
saying?
I think like right after us is China.
Yeah,
and right
they're very
before us is
protective of
Iran,
themselves,
which is
and
really, we're like in
but
Denmark, I think, and them are the number ones. Canada number 4.
Yeah.
Sweden, them over there are known as being have the least racist justice systems or systemic racism, as they say. Because I
but
believe
those
there
are
is a
all
little bit of systemic
There is.
racist here. Yeah,
There is. Oh, there absolutely is. And you'd be kidding yourself if you say there isn't.
I used to
You
think
know?
not, but the more research I do, and I get it. Yeah, because if there's a white kid and a black kid in the car, and we get pulled over for some kind of, we both have weed on us at the time in the
Right.
Yep.
90s or whatever,
Yep.
who's going to jail?
both.
Yeah.
No, not always.
No.
Well, we don't. Yeah, I mean that's then. This is now a lot's
No,
changed.
a lot is
No,
we
it's
have made great strides, and it actually,
Yes.
Yes. But I
it's,
still think
way better now.
you're going to get the, what do you call that? What do you call that? Come on, help me. My brain
Feedback?
is missing. No, when somebody profiling.
Oh,
still
yeah.
is,
Yeah,
there's-
definitely. People profile. In fact, they have courses for profiling. The FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service, all these organizations teach profiling. Hello.
Isn't
Yep.
that natural? I mean, I work at a grocery store. I have to profile all day long.
Well, there's professional
Yeah, you do.
profiling, and then there's
Who do I
evil
think's going to
profiling.
steal?
I don't know.
Right, exactly. That
I mean,
I was.
you can
I was gonna
almost
say
tell.
that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can,
really.
right?
Well,
You profiler.
in that case, everybody profiles every single day.
Oh,
Somebody
everybody
profiles
does.
in a way. You profile when you're watching TV. Do I want to watch this movie, or do I not like the subject
You-
matter? So I profile it and move on.
Yeah, that's right. You profile
Everybody
on
profiles.
everything. Everybody
But,
profiles.
yeah. But
But
we have to be careful
yes, we always
In
have to be
today's
careful
world.
because we're.
Oh, we do.
Thank you, Jay.
when we see something on TV that has happened, not to immediately
And
jump
Joanne once in a
on the
while.
race train.
Yep.
Yes, that's another thing I can't friggin' stand is when, well, like right away about that whole riverboat brawl.
Yeah.
Right away, it wasn't even investigated on what happened, who said what started it, what was the. It was right away.
People just
Race.
see black, white.
It was
black,
race.
white.
That's
it was
right.
race.
And they
it
say
was race.
racism.
And
That's
because
right.
we talk about it, we're the racist ones. But the ones that we're
Right.
talking about were the racist ones because they right away thought it was racist. So that's where there's a disconnect. Hopefully one day the disconnect goes away. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I think everybody's kind of stuck in their ways. But for the last couple
don't know,
minutes
I
here,
think that-
does anybody pop with before I make some announcements? Joanne, you go first because you're the guest of honor. you're the mother
I
of the
was
show.
just gonna end kind of like I know you hate millennials, but since I have two,
I don't hate millennials. Never said
I
that.
think that they are starting to be a little bit better than
Little
we have been. So I think there will be that trend where
There is some hope.
hopefully, right? Exactly. We have
got
to have
to
hope.
pray.
Yes,
We'll have
you
a
do.
prayer show.
It's just different now. That's
Yes,
all.
let's
We're
have a
and we as
show.
getting older here,
Yep.
we're not used to change.
Right.
Change is hard, especially for the older crowd, and the
very.
older crowd is unfortunately really
I'm
set in
the
their
older
ways.
crowd.
Yep, and it's hard because you do something for so long, you behave in a way so long that all these changes with the pronouns and all this bullshit and LGBTQ, YZ, RST underneath times pop.
Listen, there's a lot. Again, back to
The
that. There are a
fuck?
lot of. Let me get. We'll get here. A hit here. There are a lot of gay people that don't agree with all of this.
Oh yes.
so
Oh, thank God for that.
yeah,
Oh, well,
you
yeah.
know. So
Thank the Lord Jesus.
We can't
know
pick
what
on
it
that
is?
1%ers.
no, it's to divert us. To be honest,
What
Yeah.
a distraction. Why
They
can't we
might not
just
even
live
be
life
real. They
simple?
could be planted there by people who want us to. You never know.
Yeah,
no,
you never know.
paid.
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy.
Teal over here.
Dun dun dun.
Could be paid by the
Dun, dun,
railroad.
dun,
Hey, I
dun,
want
dun,
you
dun,
over
dun.
here standing here with this sign.
Yeah, definitely conspiracy Todd over here. Everything's a damn conspiracy.
Aliens are real now.
It was on YouTube. Oh, so it makes it real? And he'll say,
said
yeah,
they
it was
are.
on YouTube.
I'm going to tell you my take of what I think aliens really are.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. This ought to be
Go
good.
Oh,
ahead.
you want to know
got
now?
one
or
Yeah,
minute,
what?
just shoot. Yeah.
I think
shoot.
it is all has to do with trafficking people.
Like, where?
What usually happens during an
No,
alien?
he's. I'm telling you, you are on the top conspiracy theory. People,
What's the
because
number
I
one
know
thing
some
that
and-
usually
and
happens when an alien comes?
Frankie, don't
Well,
laugh.
I don't even. When do they come? Do you have a damn schedule or some shit?
No, and do they drink the children's blood too?
Somebody is
so that they
abducted.
can stay alive. That's
No,
I mean, are they born
there
in
are people that
shipping
do that
containers
for real.
and 3 inches of blood like Dexter Morgan? I mean, what the
No.
hell's going on here?
I'm just
Forget about it. Nobody cares what you're saying.
You ever see that claw? You know, like that
The
claw
cloven
game?
hoof.
Yeah, that claw game that comes down and
Yeah,
just
you never
picks up
win.
toys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What if that's us? They're just picking us off.
Yeah, but the claw never works.
They come down in the saucer and people are always abducted.
Yeah,
That's the
but
number one thing.
the claw games, they never grab anything, so
They're not
gonna
real.
get
People
me.
are doing this and taking us.
Oh, anyways, we're gonna do a show on mental
Let's do one.
mental illness. I almost said the R word. Don't do that. But Joanne, thanks for being here, Todd.
Thanks for
If
having
anybody
me.
has any questions about this show, definitely go to rawlive.com. Please sign up for my email list. And in the fortune cookie, there's my email, or I'm sorry, the website link, and also join our Facebook group at Raw Chat. And I have a question to pose to everybody that's on Raw Chat. What are your pet peeves? What are the pet peeves that have been driving you nuts for the longest? Definitely go on there and voice your opinion. Tio will put the question up. We'd love to know what all your pet peeves are and how bad they are and how funny they are and how not funny they are. But
Cool.
we will be here again Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget that our first Raw NFL Weekly starts August 30th right here on Fireside, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to talk all football, Tio and I, and we're going to talk about our favorite games for that weekend. We're going to give you predictions on the scores for all of them and talk about any news or updates about football and all football. And I look forward to that. Anything, Joanne, before
Thank
we...
you. Nope.
You're welcome.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun.
Oh,
Always
you're
fun.
welcome.
Always fun to
You're
be
welcome.
here.
Well, thanks for being here. And you're always welcome. You're a part of the show.
Thank you.
And you're part of the foundation that's gotten us this far. So we do appreciate that. Again, thanks to everybody for being here in the studio, outside the studio, YouTube, wherever you may be watching from the comfort of your home or listening from the comfort of your car. We'll see you next time.